Secretary, is this just a matter of, look, we want to come in and reverse everything Donald Trump did? Or are they missing something very significant and very dangerous? I mean, here is the new press secretary for President Biden, Jen Psaki. Listen to this week.
The last 4 years, the immigration policy has been based around funding for a wall. That has not worked, even to keep the country safer, even to keep bad actors out.
Your reaction?
So that's just not true. The border wall system absolutely works. The men and women of the Border Patrol, if you go down and visit them, I'm not sure if she's ever been to the border or not, they will say first and foremost, they need an effective border wall system. They need that impedance and denial for them to do their job. They need the access roads, they need the cameras, they need the lighting, they need the fiber optic cables, they need that entire package for them to do their jobs. And we have said, or I'd say the last administration, when I was at DHS, said over and over again, we do not need a border wall system on every mile of that border. We need it in strategic locations, and that's what CBP has done. But to say that we don't need an effective border wall system in very high traffic areas, in areas that we know cartels use over and over and over again, I think is very naive. I think it's the wrong approach. I think you can do an effective border wall system with effective technology. I know the Biden administration is pushing more technology at ports of entry. I welcome that. But to just scrap the entire border wall system as ineffective just ignores the reality and the facts on the ground.
Well, you know that I did, in fact, go to the wall, and our viewers were pleased that we actually took this program to the El Paso wall and the border to show our viewers what was going on. And literally right in front of me, while I was at the wall, I saw people crossing the border, coming in, and in many cases it was children. They were in dangerous situations, and that was around the time, Chad, that we had all those caravans headed to America. We have another one right now, a second migrant caravan expected to leave Honduras this week, this upcoming week, at a time that the CDC is forecasting 100,000 COVID deaths in the next few weeks. So when you add this all together, to see this new caravan coming this way is obviously frightening. And is this administration ready for it?
Yeah, well, you're absolutely right, Maria. What we saw in 2018 and then again in 2019 when the crisis really reached its height, when we had over 100,000 individuals coming into the country illegally per month for several months in a row, I think what the Trump administration did and what we did at DHS is we put a number of policies and procedures in place to address that crisis and to bring those numbers down. And I think it's a very effective network of policies that we have done. And again, Biden administration, look, elections matter and they get to do what the policies that they set out. But this is about homeland security, so it's not just a good policy for politics. They need to make sure that that border is secure, that we don't go back to catch and release, that we're not releasing individuals that may have COVID into American border communities to put additional strain on our healthcare system. All of that factors in. Hopefully they're looking at all that, they're understanding that, they understand how that intersects and interplays with one another. It's very dangerous, and it's very complex.
Well, you know, all of this at a time that you're looking at real bullying going on. President Biden says that he wants a thorough investigation into Trump officials for border policy. Are you being investigated in that regard? What is your reaction to this? And as they settle in to their new power, we're seeing blacklisting. We're seeing, targets on people's backs. In terms of associates of President Trump and supporters.
Well, it's very unfortunate. I know what we did at the department every day for the last 4 years was to make not only that border secure, but every policy that we put in place was for the security of the American people. And we did that within the law. So I'm happy to have anyone take a look at that. Again, the policies that we put in place, the measures we put in place, the actions that we took along with the president and others were to protect the homeland. So whether we look at an effective border wall system, whether we look at interior enforcement or the travel restrictions, again, a policy that the Biden administration has now rescinded. Travel restrictions, making sure that we know more about individuals as they come into this country than we ever have before. And so we put a policy and a procedure in place that governments are sharing more information with us now than they ever have before. Again, that has been rescinded in the last several days, and I think that's very concerning.
Wow, it certainly sounds it. Secretary, it's good to see you this morning. We'll keep spotlighting it and have you back soon. We so appreciate your time. Thank you.